Welcome to DudeNoWay Live, where we embark on a quest to play the greatest games of all time. I'm your host, Moonchild of DudeNoWay, and today we're focused on actually improving in Overwatch 2. One of the viewers of this channel has sent me their footage to review here. They are a Plat 3 support main, and we're going to be reviewing their footage right now, and we're just going to be going through and talking about the potential for improvement. And if you would like to have your gameplay reviewed here on stream, do me a solid and send it to me at DudeNoWayLive@gmail.com. Send me the little code and I will link it on here and I'll turn it into a video, dude. I'll sit here, I'll watch it, and it doesn't matter what rank you are. I'd be happy to go all the way from the bottom to the top. Hit me with your footage and I would love to review it. And I've got the first match loaded here. I believe this is the win game. They sent me a win and a loss, so if you would be so kind, when you do send in your footage, please send me both a win and a loss. Don't send me only the games that you did the best in. You'll get more information out of the loss than you will actually out of a win. So I've already got this match loaded up here. We're going to go ahead and hit view, and we're going to open it up and just see how it goes. Okay, so we're checking out Deadly Duck's footage. She is holding the position here, and this is a good spot to start. We're just gonna make sure that I have my controls all set here. Now, so this is a good place to start. We see that there is no one that needs healing right now. So she starts off by throwing some kunai, and that is actually like the right thing to do in this situation. Get as much damage on the board as you possibly can. A potential elimination straight off the start could be incredibly impactful in the beginning portion of this game, because if you can eliminate it, whether it's a support player or a DPS player, or even if it's just like the tank, if you're just putting in some damage into the tank, the Hanzo on your team may end up getting the high burst damage that you would need to actually eliminate the tank straight off the bat. And between yourself getting a critical on an Orisa combined with the damage of the Sigma and a headshot from the Hanzo, you could realistically basically one-hit the Orisa. And so while there is no one that needs to be healed in this point, that's actually a really good place to start there. So we can see that she's low, and the Orisa backs around behind the corner. One thing that I am noticing here, and I'm just gonna back up a little bit. How do I back up? That's third person, and let me see, free cam. Here we go. Okay, so one thing that I am noticing is that your Hanzo seems to have taken the position. His high ground position is no longer relevant, and where you are still standing in the spot that you are standing, the Hanzo has made a mistake already, and this is going to make you have to work harder to make sure that you can actually get the team completely, taken care of. I'm not seeing your other support. There's your Lifeweaver. Okay, so Lifeweaver does have the Hanzo covered, but this Hanzo is making your life harder by jumping down out of his high ground position, and you might not be able to see him from your current spot up here on the bridge, but as soon as the Orisa backs around the corner, for whatever reason, Hanzo jumps down, and your tank Sigma starts taking damage, and I'm noticing that you immediately swap over to the healing, which is great, which is exactly what you want to see straight off the jump. I'm still trying to figure out how all of this, how all of the controls work on a second-to-second basis, so bear with me here. Okay, now, is there an easier way to play? I don't think so. Okay, so you look behind you, just getting a view of the team, making sure nobody's critical right now, and that's looking good. Throwing a couple of kunai out to the tracer, that's totally fine. I don't know that you necessarily needed that Suzu in that moment. Now, the Suzu is incredibly impactful, and it can save someone like a Widowmaker from a diving Echo, and you can hear that the Echo shots are kind of coming off to the side here. The Suzu is incredibly impactful, and it can cleanse the sticky bombs off of the Widowmaker, but did you necessarily need it? It's hard to say. It didn't look like the Echo had actually attached most of her stickies to the Widowmaker, or if she did, the Widowmaker was not actually low health there. So hopefully you don't end up needing the Suzu. I'm going to assume that you won't, but on the off chance that you do, just try and be as easy as possible as you can with using the Suzu. Kind of save it for the moment when you think you might really need it, because it does have a rather long cooldown. So you can see that your Hanzo is getting low here, and you're doing the right thing, keeping everybody up. The Hanzo was able to get the Echo out of the sky, which is great for your team. You can see your tank is up there kind of around the choke a little bit, maybe standing a little bit too much in the open there, potentially needing more healing than he realistically should. Now he's kind of playing the corner a little bit, throwing out the kunai. That's a good thing right there, because you never know what could land. You might end up getting the damage that you need for your team. Okay, so in this moment, the Tracer comes down beneath you, and the Echo is shooting you up to your side right now, right? So in this moment, the main thing that I would anticipate that you should do, or that you might want to do, let's see, free cam here, and you can see the Echo came over this building here, and she's trying to get you from the side here. The main thing that I would anticipate that you would do is just kind of go inside of this building. And by going inside of this building, you reduce the Echo's ability to dive you significantly, because you take away her ceiling. And when the Echo doesn't have a place where she can jump up to, that makes her life a whole lot harder for her to actually get to you. And from here, you can kind of play this doorway, and you can kind of peek out and just throw over this, how do I raise this? Okay, well, you can kind of peek in and out of this doorway and throw the heals down onto Sigma. And then also, dueling the Tracer is potentially going to be a better use of your kunai time, because the Tracer is on kind of like a level playing field with you, where the Echo being in the sky is going to make it extremely difficult for you to actually utilize the damage that you can put out, whereas the Hanzo can utilize his Storm Arrow and potentially pick the Echo right out of the sky very quickly with only the use of one cooldown. And you can also see that this Echo is low health, so potentially the Hanzo or even the Widowmaker might just be able to put like a little tickle on her and be able to finish her off completely and eliminate the threat entirely. But right now, your Hanzo is probably going to need some assistance with this Tracer, unless he has some incredibly cracked aim. Let's find out. Just gonna go back to first person. So you do go into the building, and you're getting the Hanzo up. Bang. So you didn't end up needing the Suzu until you had it up again, so that's good. And now you can see that your Sigma is getting extremely low health here. You did a good job. You did a good job trying to keep that Widowmaker up. Unfortunately, there's only so much that can be done about that. The Widowmaker should have turned in that moment and assessed the threat a little bit more clearly. If we just, if we look at where her positioning was, I'm just going to back up just a few seconds there. Bang. You can look at the Widowmaker. You can see that she is like aimed up maybe on the Tracer, or maybe not even potentially on the Tracer, maybe looking at where the Tracer just was. She didn't need to be in her scope at that moment. She could have been firing her assault rifle and probably saved herself, or even just continued to back up. But you did the right thing by trying to heal her. So right there, if the Tracer had not aggressed on you, and I'm just going to back up here. I'm just going to back up to the spot where the Tracer comes along the side here. So in this moment, this is what I was talking about earlier when you threw the original Suzu onto the Widowmaker to cleanse off the sticky bombs. We end up using the Suzu to cleanse the anti-heal, right? Right there, we use the Suzu to cleanse the anti-heal. But then a few seconds later, you end up needing it to get rid of the Tracer's pulse bomb, and that is just like an unfortunate turn of events, right? You couldn't have predicted that that was going to happen, because it's tough to see. It's tough to say, hey, the Tracer will definitely have an ult, you know, 1 minute into the game or whatever it is. But like I said earlier, the more kind of picky you can be about times when you actually utilize your Suzu, the more often you'll have it up for situations like this. Did the anti-heal necessarily need to be cleansed off? Possibly. And potentially you may have lost a character by not cleansing the anti-heal. However, if you didn't use it there, you would have had it for the pulse bomb. So, you know, it's kind of up in the air, right? Like, the Suzu is an incredibly powerful tool, but it's on a long cooldown, so that's something you got to think about. Now, that is an unfortunate turn of events insofar as that you and Hanzo are both gone from the pulse bomb. But it is going to happen. At some point, you know, the Tracer Tracer generates ultimate pretty quickly, so it's going to happen. Sometimes you're just going to have those moments where you can't save everyone. And that is one thing. That's one thing as a support player. Hang on. That's one thing as a support player that I want you to keep in mind, is that you cannot save everyone. And you have to be choosy about where you go and where you invest your resources because of the fact that you can't save everybody. Like, the idea behind support, right, is that you'd love to be in every place at every moment, dropping the heals on everyone who needs it, but that's just not realistic. And ideally, saving yourself is usually a better call than saving pretty much anyone else, unless that other person is another support or the tank. So we can see that your Widowmaker here is dueling this Echo, and if the Widowmaker picks her out of the sky, that'll be really good for her, but if not, potentially the Echo could get a lot of damage or even maybe kill the Widowmaker straight off the spawn. And this is a case of the Widowmaker having moved up too quickly. If the Widowmaker had waited for your tank to spawn, and you can see that your tank is just coming out of the spawn now, I'm just going to pull it into free cam. We're just going to back up here, and the Hanzo is also here, just asking to be picked by anybody who is pushed forward. But the Sigma is melting, and and also is still coming out of the spawn. So if the Hanzo had waited a goddamn second, and the Widowmaker had waited a goddamn second, they wouldn't be getting attacked by this Echo right now. They could have waited in the spawn, potentially saving their own life, and you wouldn't have had to go into panic mode to see, like, oh my god, can I get the heals on this Widowmaker before she gets got? And the Echo would have had no one to attack because you guys would have been safe inside the spawn door. I'm figuring out the controls quickly. You know, we're getting the hang of this pretty well here. Eventually, it'll be easy. So you were able to keep everyone up. And you can see now. And so that's exactly what I'm talking about, right? The Sigma comes out of spawn and absolutely dumpsters the Echo in 1 second. Literally took him no effort at all. And that could have been all of you just putting one hit in on the Echo all at the same time, and by all of you, I mean like the 2 DPS and the Sigma himself could have just put one hit in on the Echo, and that would have been the end of her, and then no one would have been close to dying. But that Widowmaker decided to get a little overzealous, and so did the Hanzo, and because of that, the Widow almost paid for it with her life. So we've got Tracer's being a little bit crazy. Oh, I love that move you just did. Hang on. I just want to back up. I just want to highlight this because that was huge. Just backing it up just a little bit more, and we're going back into right here, right at this moment. This is great game sense on your part because you see that the Sigma is flying up in the sky, knowing that he is utilizing his gravitic flux, and you take the extra second, just 1 second. It doesn't have to be a lot. But you take the extra second to actually aggress on the targets that he has raised into the sky. They can't defend themselves from your kunai, and because of that, they're completely vulnerable to any damage that you or Sigma could potentially put in. And if you just hit one shot, or if Sigma just hits one shot on whoever he has raised up, 9 times out of 10, Sigma will get the kill when he slams them down. And this was incredible game sense on your part to stop healing and start just getting a little bit aggressive just for a second on the targets that couldn't defend themselves. That was really good. Really solid. Okay, so right now, Sigma has overcommitted. He's overplayed his hand a little bit by standing down there on the payload. There's really no reason why Sigma needs to stand down there, because if I go free cam here, just gonna turn this. If I go free cam, you gotta ask yourself, where is Sigma's cover? It's non-existent, right? Because Sigma's standing right in the middle of the street. He's standing directly in the face of the Orisa. He's standing directly in the line of sight of the Ana, and while she is blocked off by his kind of stupid-ass looking barricade that he's erected here, he put himself into a really bad position and potentially could have gotten himself killed. And while you are in a great place to heal him, he could have easily played around this corner right here and not actually put himself in a place where he would instantly be killed if all of the enemy DPS along with the Orisa were kind of coming around this corner at the same time. That could have been the end of Sigma in like 1 second. So Sigma overplayed his hand, and now you have to play catch up to kind of defend against him, and that's not great. You don't love to see that one, but let's see what you do next. I went back a little bit too far. I hit the back 20 seconds button. That's alright. We're just gonna play it from here. And you can see that's that moment where the Widowmaker almost eats shit because she overplayed her hand. And here comes your incredible use of kunai. Very good. Very solid. And, okay, so here's where Sigma is overplaying himself right there. And thankfully, the Orisa was able to knock him back to the place where he was supposed to be, right? But potentially, Sigma could have just ate shit from that. And now you are stuck with quite a few sticky bombs from Echo. This would be a moment where I would say Suzu yourself to cleanse the sticky bombs off of you. Because if you die, your team is out a lot of sustain. If you die here, the odds of them pushing it forward, probably completely around this corner and up the hill, are like potentially very high, right? So this would be the moment that I would use Suzu on myself. Let's see what you do. Oh, that's unfortunate. So the Echo was able to kill you off with the sticky bombs. And like Echo stickies do not deal enough damage to kill you fully. So that means that you had taken a little bit of damage from the people on the ground as well. And that sucks. But you wouldn't have had to be here at all if Sigma was playing his cover in the right place to begin with, right? If Sigma was here, you could have been gently behind this barrier and not standing in the open. I'm trying to figure out how to navigate this here, and not having to stand in the open to actually land the heal on him while he landed his stupid ass in the middle of the street. So that's not entirely your fault, but it is unfortunate either way. So we're gonna hit play here. We're just gonna see what happens. We're just gonna wait for you to come back up. Okay, you're back. Now we can hear that the Echo is using ult right now. And, who did she? Hanzo. So she became Hanzo, and with Echo being Hanzo out there, right now you should know that the Sigma is about to take a fuckload of damage, and there's nothing that anyone can do about it. Because the first thing that Echo's gonna do as Hanzo is she's gonna hit Storm Arrow, and then she's gonna Storm Arrow Sigma in the back of his stupid head. Let vengeance consume you! That was incredibly lucky that the Sigma didn't immediately just die, but she did utilize the Hanzo ultimate to send the dragons straight over into where your backline is sitting. And inside of the dragons, we can see the Tracer is about to come through and probably attack you now that you're here. Although her target was probably Hanzo at first, or Sigma at first. You are definitely going to be drawing the attention of her by appearing behind Sigma now. So let's just see what happens here. And there it is. The Tracer comes up and starts attacking you. You can see that the Orisa is also shooting in your direction now. And you can also see that the Kiriko, because no one is damaged on her team, the Kiriko is also looking at you, getting ready to throw a kunai, and you have no cover other than Sigma's barrier. And right now, with the way that you looked down a little bit right before I paused, I'm pretty sure you're about to throw a Suzu at your own feet, which is what I probably would have done in this moment too, because when you teleport out into the middle of the open, sometimes it's a gamble. You know, it's up in the air whether or not you're about to come into, like, a safe place or whether it's going to be World War III out there. So let's see what happens. Right there, possibly, potentially, if you had Suzu'd yourself, you might have lived for at least another second, but you can see that and I'm just going to move over here. You can see that the Hanzo and the Echo, or the Tracer and the Echo, who is duplicated Hanzo, are both right behind you. So it's very unfortunate. The amount of damage that you would have taken in that moment would have probably been too high to have saved you anyway, even with the Suzu on yourself and your teleport was on cooldown there. But they're now going to take out your Life Weaver. And it looks like, if we look in the top right corner, you had actually died to the Orisa, which I had said was looking at you now that you had teleported out and were kind of standing out on the other side of the barrier. That is unfortunate. I'm just trying to aim myself up here. Okay, so. And you are back up, so let's go ahead back to you. We're going back into the first-person view. And we see that you have a Cassidy now instead of a Hanzo, which, you know, is not bad. is not bad, but potentially Hanzo may not be able to get a little bit more value even than Cassidy in this situation, because if Cassidy gets rushed, there's nothing that he can really do about that. So like Hanzo can climb up to the high ground positions here inside of the building, the casino, but the Cassidy is kind of just ground based at this moment. So it's going to be very difficult for him to duel if the Orisa doesn't let him kind of take free space here. Then the Cassidy might have been even a worse pick for your team than the Hanzo. And it looks like your Sigma also swapped over to Zarya, which I'm not certain is a pick that I could get behind, although Zarya is pretty decent against Orisa. Sigma has more mitigation tools, so we'll have to see what happens. I don't think that Zarya is necessarily a much better pick against their Tracer either, when you consider that a Sigma can do most of a Tracer's hit points in a single hit, and the Zarya needs to be charged up for that. So, but we're gonna have to see. Let's find out. So you see your Cassidy is moving forward. And you can see their Echo is being very disciplined in this moment. She is waiting for the entire team to get up to the spot where the door is opened. And this is kind of the opposite of what we saw when your team spawned in, 2 deaths ago. Insofar as that your team, the Hanzo and the Widowmaker, both ran out to try and get picks immediately. Whereas you can see the Echo is waiting, potentially will wait until the entire payload gets up there, is waiting for her team to come up so that she has backup and doesn't take a fight that she can't win.
Group up here.
You can see she's still waiting. Incredible discipline from this Echo, and you're doing your best to try and keep the team alive as they go into what is very much a losing situation, walking out onto this point. And I know that they want to contest right here, but no one is dead. So the Cassidy has no business being out there at all, and he puts you in a situation where you have to try and pick up the pieces in that moment and try and save Cassidy potentially from himself, right?
Let the Kitsune guide you.
So you're gonna let the Kitsune guide you here, just tossing out the kunai, and that's not a bad way. That's not a bad way to start it. But one thing I just want to go just back just a little bit. Because as you start throwing the kunai, one thing that I can point out right away is that your aim is just a little bit too low. So you're kind of aiming at like chest level, where the kunai itself has like a massive critical damage multiplier. So just when you peek around this corner, just remember to aim up just a little bit higher with your kunai. And I wish I could play it in slow motion, but you're gonna see right there, you're kind of throwing at the chest, and while you do end up snagging the kill there, a headshot could have potentially eliminated that Orisa. So something to think about, right? And you're doing a great job keeping the team alive. By using your teleport there, you eliminated the possibility of the travel time between your Ofuda and Zarya hitting. You eliminated the travel time and potentially reduced the risk of her dying to the actual, the like split second that it would have taken for them to have reached her. But that being said, you are now in a position where if you need an escape tool, you don't have one and you're getting dove by Tracer. So hopefully you don't end up needing it. Okay, so Tracer is just in a terrible, terrible place right now. Tracer shouldn't be fighting this duel anymore. She had the moment to eliminate you, she failed, and she should have retreated, but she didn't. And at this point, you are doing the right thing by throwing the kunai at her, because your team is in a fine position to stop their push forward. But the Echo comes around the corner and starts hitting you with the sticky bombs, which it looks like she's about to get a direct hit with the full volley. And again, this is definitely one of those situations where you wish that you had your Suzu to save yourself, because at 218 health, you're going to be very close to dead. So if Tracer aggresses back onto you at this moment, there's a good possibility that you may die from this. Thankfully, your Life Weaver was there to take care of that, and you didn't end up needing an escape tool. That's just unfortunate. I mean, like, that sucks, right? Like, it's kind of stupid that you weren't able to climb up that that tent right there. Like, it feels like 100% you should have been able to climb up that stupid tent. Let me just put it into third person here. Let me just, like, come on, Blizzard. Like, you're really gonna make this crane make it unable to climb up the tent from this side? Like, that's dumb, dude. Just let us use the wall climb ability. For the love of God. That's stupid. I see what you were doing there. That was a good idea. We're going back in a first person. So you're climbing over the wall here. You can see that Tracer is still being stupid. Tracer is in an incredibly bad place here. She deserved that. 100%. She deserved that. She needed to be punished for overextending like that, for staying in with the group with no support, with no tank. Tracer 100% needed to be punished. And I'm glad that between you and your Zarya and your Cassidy, who is right here, that you guys were able to punish her, because you don't want to let somebody who is making a move like that get too confident with being dumb like that. Because as soon as they get really confident that way, they're going to keep doing that for the entire game, and they're going to dive you in dumbass places, and they're going to come out of the woodwork. They're going to be waiting around a corner for you at spawn and stuff like that. Like, you got to make sure that people die when they do something stupid, and you guys followed up with that, so that is great. I need to take a sip of my Red Bull here. I'm just gonna wait a second, though. So, the Zarya is getting low, but again, she's kind of doing that thing that I talked about earlier, where when she was playing as Sigma, where she's not utilizing... I wish there was an easier way to kind of go up, where she's not really utilizing cover, right? And she has the potential to utilize cover really easily, because she could just peek in and out of this little area. She has the total line of sight to just fire her right-click down at them by strafing left and right around this flower pot. But instead, what is she doing? She's standing in the middle of the goddamn street, taking all of the damage from the Ramatra, like a full hit from the Ramatra directly into her face. And in addition to that, is also just accepting those Baptiste bullets in the mouth. Like, I don't understand why this tank is so opposed to playing cover, but for the love of God, Vance, put yourself behind a piece of cover, man. Jesus. Alright, so.
I've got you.
Oh, there she goes. Alright, cool. And again, she just strafed out way too far for that engagement. There's no reason for her to go out that far.
Bad guys, take 'em out.
So right now, with this Echo getting aggressive on you, I would be calling out in comms if you're not, and I can't see, I'm not able to see from this perspective whether or not you are actually calling it out in comms, but 100% I would make sure that I'm calling out in comms, hey, the Echo is getting aggressive on me, so that Cassidy potentially can back off and target the Echo a little bit more, because if you look, she is basically full health, so, pretty much no one is looking in her direction except for you, and that is a problem. They should see that their support is being targeted, and they should be on top of taking care of you. Oh, hang on. Hang on. There we go. So we got your Lifeweaver throughout the tree here, and you have decided to aggress onto the Echo, which again, I think could have been avoided if your team had been paying attention and, like, following up with you. You see your Cassidy is down here ego-dueling the Tracer for whatever reason. There's really no need for that. You can force Tracer to kind of put herself in a bad place because she has to come into range of the entire team to be able to aggress on anyone, whereas Echo can... she can take side angles like this. She can fly up in the sky. She can take angles that the Tracer just can't. So the Cassidy should really be defending you at this moment, and not, you know, putting it all on the line with this Tracer. But you can also see that while the Tree of Life has come out, and that is great for both you and the Lifeweaver, who are within range of the actual pulse of the tree, fucking Vance is over here rushing the back line, trying to kill the Baptiste, and trying to get his kills out on the Ana, like follow up on the Ana afterwards, with 0 heals and 0 support, while also line of sighting you with the Ramatra barrier. And this tank is like, this tank leaves a lot to be desired. I'm just gonna say that. And like, let's hope to God that they actually get the kill here, because they've put you in a situation where not only are you not defended from the thing that's actually attacking you, but to even get to the tank, you would have to climb either over this wall or teleport to her, and then potentially put yourself directly in the line of sight of the Ramatra. This is a lose-lose situation for everyone involved. Vance is fucking up hard right here, and everybody, more people should be defending you. I'm just gonna go, I'm gonna play it from kind of this perspective so that we can see how it all pans out here. And you can see Vance just got put to sleep. And this is pretty much death for Vance, right? The Lifeweaver is over here, dodging away from, like, keeping you alive and dodging away from the Echo, while the Echo is retreating, and fucking Vance is over here taking a nap. This is ridiculous. You see the Baptiste, who the Zarya was actually diving on, or chasing down, I should say, threw down his immortality field, so now there's absolutely zero chance that she will actually get the kill here, and she's waking up from a nap while all three of these characters are targeting her at the same time. So I'm pretty sure your tank is about to die. Through no fault of your own, mind you. This is not your fault. It's not your problem that Vance doesn't know how to play cover and overcommits to engagements with three people standing in their face. The only reason that Vance survived is because she had ult, right? That literally the only reason that she survived. Because if it had been any other situation, the Ramatra would have gone tank form, and the Baptiste and the Ana would have pummeled like 2 shots into her, and that would have been it. That would have been good game. So yeah, so you came in, you and Lifeweaver came in, saved the day for your poor Zarya tank, and then Cassidy came around and got the sweet high noon kill on the Ana, and also eliminated the immortality field in the process. So, like, you know, thank God you won that engagement, but it didn't have to be that hard to begin with. And now Tracer is pushing in on your backline right here, and we know that Lifeweaver is behind you, so the only thing that you can do at this moment is commit with the Zarya and the Cassidy, and hope that Lifeweaver can take care of himself for a second, because Zarya is not turning around right now. But in comms, I would definitely say Tracer's in the backline, because you can see she's already eliminated the Widowmaker, who is also behind you, so the only person that's left is your Lifeweaver, and Lifeweaver is already at like 40% health. This is a good opportunity for a Suzu. Right there, I would have Suzu'd, because if in the moment where Tracer was reloading, if she had come back and landed a couple of headshots, that would have been the end of Lifeweaver. I definitely would have Suzu'd at that moment. But you didn't end up needing it. It was good Suzu discipline. I would have, you know, I potentially would have fumbled the football right there if I had thrown the Suzu. So that was good good Suzu discipline on your part. We can now see that your Widowmaker is coming back from the spawn, and the Echo is getting too aggressive, but is actually standing in front of the shield from the Ramatra to keep herself safe. So this is strong play by the Echo, and we can tell that this Echo is a DPS worth their salt because of the way that they're not overextending into engagements. So the Widowmaker has a high ground angle. That's a good place for her. And there goes fucking Vance again, just walking down the street, just taking a leisurely Sunday stroll down the block while the entire team walks up the road. Jesus Christ. And the crazy part is, this is the game you win. Like, dude, your tank could not have tried any harder to throw, I swear to God. Great job keeping everyone alive. Good job throwing a little kunai action in there. I like that. Okay. Right there, I think maybe you got, you threw maybe 1 or 2 too many kunais. I probably would have backed off as I saw that the Echo was kind of coming in over top of us, because potentially it could be, as a support player, you are normally the person that Echo is going to target. So in that moment, there's a potential for you to get bursted down very quickly. But right now, everyone needs to stop what they're doing and fuck this person out of their ult. This Echo needs to go straight back to being a flying robot as soon as humanly possible, and let's see if everybody does that. Ooh, it's getting rough. Oh, it's getting sketchy. Okay. Okay, so I saw you tried. You tried to get the Echo out of her ultimate. Right now, it's silly time. and they are committing every ultimate they have, basically, to try and get you guys off of the payload so that they can push it the remaining little bit that they need. Genuinely, they did not need to commit this hard to the amount of ultimates that they just used to get you there. There was no need for that. It looks like the Ana used Nano Boost. The BAP window is up. Ramatra used ultimate. Echo is also in an ultimate. The only one with any trigger discipline at this moment on their team is Tracer. And I would bet any amount of money that this Tracer right here is about to walk up to Zarya and put the pulse bomb on her ass, even though the entire team is right here anyway. Okay, Zarya died before that was able to happen, but the point holds. That was too much. That was too much commitment on their part. You can see that the Tracer is right in your face right now. She's diving you in the moment where there is no tank alive. Ramatra is also coming for you, so it's not looking good for you in this moment. Like, at this point, you can expect that a pulse bomb is about to be landed on you, and there's just nothing you can do for poor Cassidy. Cassidy took the wrong turn at Albuquerque, and he is about to get destroyed. There's nothing, no one can save him now. That Echo is not low enough health that he's going to be able to kill her before she either eliminates him completely with the sticky bombs or uses the focusing beam and takes out the last bit of his HP. Cassidy is gone at this moment, and you should now go into self-preservation mode and worry about yourself. Drop the Suzu at your feet and survive. That's what I would do. That was a good teleport. The fact that Tracer didn't finish off the kill on you is indicative of Tracer not being good at aiming. Whoa. She not only did she not finish off the kill on you, but then she whiffed the pulse bomb. Yeah, so it's a sad day to be Tracer, right? And then she gets killed by your kunai. That Tracer absolutely destroyed herself. You know, she should have checked herself before she wrecked herself, and instead got wrecked by you. Okay, so this is too many kunais. While I appreciate what you're doing here, I appreciate what you're trying to do, finishing off this Ramatra, it doesn't look like other people are here really attacking this Ramatra with you. You can see that the Echo is in your backline, and the Widowmaker is fighting the Echo. How do I turn this goddamn thing? Okay, so that's up, and that's down. And, Wait. I'm figuring it out, dude. Okay, so here we go, right? So, no one is here killing the Ramatra anymore. So at this moment, it's definitely time. Like, he is retreating. You threw a couple too many kunai. I definitely would be turning tail and running to get back to the team at this point, especially since you guys still have the forward spawn in this moment. Your team is about to walk out of spawn, and the Widowmaker is potentially about to get destroyed by this Echo, although I do think Echo overplayed her hand right now as your team is coming out of the spawn just to kill the Widow. I don't think this play was necessary on her part, so it's potentially a bad play on the Echo's part, but I think in this moment it's better to find the team and see that the Ramatra is actually retreating. Like, yes, you might have been able to get the kill, but when you didn't get it on, like, the third kunai, it's time to go, right? Like, he's backing off, time for you to back off, and then potentially you could save the Widowmaker. What, is that Echo sticky bomb? What is that? Is somebody making pancakes on the floor of the casino? What the fuck is this? Anyway, alright. Let's go back into first person with you. Let's see what happens. You did get the kill, and while that's admirable, you took like I said, you took a little bit too long to do that, and because of that, you are now in this open line of sight with their Ana, with their Baptiste, and also with their Echo is still behind you. So if their Echo stopped fighting the Widowmaker and dropped the sticky bombs on you, then potentially you could just be one hit from full health to dead here. Oh, that is risky business, dude. That's risky business. Get back with your team. Oh, God, why are you going forward? Don't go forward. Go back to your team. Okay. Okay, in that moment, I would be shitting my pants if I were you. That, like, you're really playing it. You're really playing it fast and loose there. You heard the sounds from the Lifeweaver dropping the heals on you, so that is very good. But at the same time, very scary. A very scary moment.
Restoring balance.
Right now, all of you should be going to a high ground position to, and I'm just going to pull this out here. You all have the potential to take a power position now that the team has backed off. Widowmaker should be up on this balcony, and utilizing this piece of cover here to, I didn't want to go down. There we go. She should be utilizing this piece of cover here up on the balcony to snipe people that are coming through the doorway while keeping herself safe. Cassidy should be walking around up these goddamn flight of stairs right here so that he can shoot people as they come through the door right here through this opening. And Zarya and Lifeweaver could put a pedal under you and him and lift you both up to a high ground position where you could both be safe, right? Like if you are here or here on the stairs, potentially you are both safe, or even just back here with the Widowmaker. And it looks like Widow is figuring out what I'm talking about here, so that's good. In this moment, while the enemy team is gone, you have the opportunity to take a power position, and I'm just flying this goddamn camera all over the fucking place, dude. I'm sorry. I swear to God, I will figure out how to control this thing eventually. But anyway, so while the team is resetting, you should be taking this moment to take a power angle on every possible curve here, so that you can cover all of the places they could potentially come in. And first person, and play. Sorry, I didn't mean to detach it from you, but I just wanted to laugh at the fact that you're still throwing the kunai. I appreciate your aggression, I really do. You know, I don't necessarily know that it's needed, but no one needs to be healed right now either. So, you know, potentially you get a kill and stagger somebody. There's nothing wrong with that, except for the fact that you might just get picked. You could just potentially get picked by a Baptiste coming in with either the Echo back here or even like some headshots from Ramatra. It's a scary situation to see you doing this, but you know, take your shots where you can. There's nobody that needs to be healed really right now, and if you're not taking the power positions, I guess this is like the next best thing you could potentially do. I'm gonna take a sip of my Red Bull. Hang on. And to draw attention to this tank, why is she standing in the middle of the open again? What is with this tank and standing in the middle of the goddamn room? Like, there's cover right here. You're literally 2 feet from a piece of cover that could potentially save your life. And I get you got your Zarya bubble on you, but that doesn't mean that you have to be all the way over here. If that bubble breaks because you took too much damage, then you're gonna take way more damage walking your ass the fuck back over here. Thankfully, she didn't, but the point holds. Okay, so we got Tracer is coming up here now to aggress on your Widowmaker. At this moment, because you know that Lifeweaver, assuming he is still in the same place, is behind you. No, Lifeweaver's up there with Widow. Okay, I was gonna say, if Lifeweaver is behind you, then you could wall climb up the wall here and get up there to protect the Widow. But Lifeweaver's already up there, so I'll shut up.
No one can hide.
You're doing the right thing. There's a nice kunai headshot there. Too many kunai. Just a few too many kunai. Don't be afraid to take shots, but you don't need to take that many shots. Flo says, I have a bubble, I'll be fine. Pop noise. Exactly, bro. Exactly. And then it's like the Pikachu shocked meme when the Zarya is dead looking at her goddamn respawn screen, right? I keep, okay, so when the thing is playing, if I left click, instead of it pausing, it detaches from first person view, so I apologize that keeps happening. But we're just gonna back it up 20 seconds. Okay, so we're watching the tank commit to an angle she shouldn't be. They finally started to figure out how to use cover there for a second. Now she needs to be backing up around this corner. You're doing everything you can to save her, though, so I have no problems, really, with what you're doing, except that maybe you could have thrown a couple less kunai.
No one can hide.
Right here, this is when I was talking about. Okay, right now, things are getting scary, and Lifeweaver pops his ultimate, which is good for you and Zarya, but it's not going to save the Widowmaker, and you, being the intelligent player you are, figure out that the Widow's getting dove and immediately turn to heal her, so that was a dope move on your part. Ooh. So you just let me see if I can pinpoint why you use the Suzu there.
Step rider.
Right here. This is the moment where you dive in, and I think you're trying to protect Cassidy. I think that's the reason why you use Suzu, right? Got it. Okay, so, and in that moment, you were Suzuing to protect Cassidy during his ultimate to make sure that he could actually follow through on the high noon, right? I'm gonna assume that's what you did. That's a good thing to do. I do agree with that play. It's like the same thing you would do with like a Reaper in his ultimate or something like that. You're just using it at that moment to ensure that value is gotten, and we can see up at the top here that not only did he get the Ramatra, but he also got the Ana, which means that their push is done. Their push is over. But before we move forward, I gotta know, like, what the hell is going on with Cass in this moment? Bro, Cass. My guy, you don't look so good. Go home, Cassidy. You're drunk. Okay, so you see Tracer is about to come up on him. Echo is also diving him at this moment. And I think, potentially, the Lifeweaver may have destroyed your Cassidy's play. Even though he was able to get off his high noon, I think that your Lifeweaver may have potentially killed the Cassidy by lifting him up on that flower. Let's find out, right? We're gonna watch the kill feed here. Oh my god. You came in with the save. You saved Cassidy. He definitely was about to die. 100% he was about to go down. Like, there is no question in my mind that Cass was about to eat shit by getting Chinese finger cuffed from the Tracer and the Echo at the same time. You saved the day right there. There is no need to ego duel this Tracer. You have already sent her packing. You can turn around and either utilize your high ground position still or drop down with the Cassidy. There's no need to follow up on this. I appreciate you trying to get the kill, though. And if you do get the kill, I'll shut up. But yeah, so, and you've now committed a very large amount of time to dueling this Tracer, where it didn't really need to be. You could have just dropped back down with the squad, and they could have dealt with her when she came back. Because again, the thing about Tracer that you don't have to, that is more dangerous for Tracer than an Echo, is that Tracer has to come up into your face to actually be of value. So she, like, if she wants to do anything, she has to get right up in the thick of it and potentially get herself eliminated by your team. So I don't think you needed to take this duel here. And you end up dying for it. So, like, in that moment, it's, toss a couple of kunai, but don't chase. One of the biggest lessons in first-person shooters is don't chase. Once the kill is gone, the kill is gone. Like, you had the moment, there's a small window of opportunity, and when the window closes, it's not like a door opens, right? It's not like real life. You just gotta go. Like, it's time to do something else, right? You take another route at that point. So I'm gonna pan off of you, and I'm just gonna watch. And you can now see that gotta drop the menu here. You can now see that the Widowmaker and the Cassidy have completely left the fight here to try and chase this Tracer around. You guys could have just walked her in front of Zarya, and Zarya's high charge could have just beamed her to death in like 1 second. I'm just gonna watch this and just see what happens. And you see Tracer is leaving, right? And you're coming back from the spawn. I can see you over here. Zarya is trying to figure out what's actually going on in the back line. And here comes Ramatra, and the rest of the team, presumably, is on their way back as well. Ramatra overcommitted in this moment, and if he dies, then that's his fault. But like, yeah. So this is now 3 people going after this one Tracer. I don't think it needed to be that hard. Okay. I'm gonna put it back on you. And we finally got her, thank God. And actually, the team kind of, without even realizing they were doing it, they kind of found their way back to you, thank goodness.
Thanks. Draw strength from nature.
Okay, you're doing the healing, This is good, all of this is good. Right now, you're getting close to ult. So what I would like to see, potentially, is as you're closer to ult, I would kind of like to see the Life Weaver kind of look at your ultimate charge. Like, in this time, he had plenty of time to pull up the scoreboard, right? And look to see who was closer in ultimate, either you or him. And in this moment, while people are only a little bit damaged, I would like to see him stop healing people so that you can generate enough ultimate charge to get to your Kitsune rush. And in that way, you guys have a better chance of winning the next team fight. But I don't think he's thinking that far ahead. But as a support player, something that is not an often utilized tool is you can check the scoreboard and just see who's closer in ult, you or the person next to you, the support next to you. And if you're closer, then you should be the one healing the light damage in between fights. And if he's closer, then he should be the one healing the light damage in between fights. And you take that moment to take a power position. And otherwise, he takes that moment to take a power position, right? And that's kind of like an underutilized tool for support mains. Make sure that you check, like, is your other support close to ult? And if they are, stop healing and let them get it. And vice versa. If you're close to ult, you can even say something to your support. Hey, stop healing so that I can generate enough ult charge. And then that way you'll have your Kitsune rush for this next team fight, because they're already here. Right now, you could be popping Kitsune and winning this straight off the jump before their Baptiste and their Ana over here on the side make it back to the fight entirely. You know what I mean? Okay, you're getting everybody up.
30 seconds remaining.
The Zarya is very happy about this moment. She sees the potential for the kill on this Ramatra. But what she doesn't see, and I'm just going to put this down, but what she doesn't see is all of the damage she's about to take from her side. All that she's looking at, she's got tunnel vision right now, and she's going after this Ramatra hard, right? Even though it looks like she's looking over here. She's definitely trying to get this Ramatra dead because he's so low health. But what she doesn't see is the absolute ass-kicking she's about to take from all of the people on her side. And this is, again, another example of the tank not playing cover well. And there you go, right? So the Baptiste drops his immortality field, and her entire opportunity to get that kill is completely gone. Poof, like a fucking fart in the wind. And now she's out there, standing in the middle of all 5 people at half health. And yeah, she utilizes her ultimate, which is probably going to buy her a couple of seconds, because people are going to have to think about what they do at this moment. It's still like a bad call in her play to be out here to begin with. Like, she can contest the payload from here. She doesn't need to be on top of it.
Adaptive circuits engaged.
Ooh. So what just happened was both you and the Life Weaver committed your biggest cooldown to saving the Cassidy, when potentially the Zarya may need it, or the two of you may end up needing the Suzu here in a second. I hope that doesn't come back to bite you guys, but the two of you at the same moment decided it's time to save Cass, and that could be potentially game losing, or like round losing right there.
Zarya, let the Kitsune guide you.
Bang. So here's that Kitsune that I was talking about earlier. This could have come in 15 seconds ago if the Life Weaver had seen how close you were to ultimate and stopped healing before everybody started funneling back in here. So this is the perfect example, right? This is the perfect example of what I was talking about, where in this moment, the Life Weaver could have life gripped the Zarya back over to you guys to duel this Ramatra. Even though that puts her inside of the ultimate, that still is a better call and gives her a front-facing target that she has to deal with, whereas now the Ramatra just has free reign on you and Cassidy, who are down here on the ground. Lifeweaver just dips. Lifeweaver is out of this bitch. He doesn't give a shit. He's up on a flower, up in the middle of, he's up on cloud 9, standing on a pedal, right? And you don't have a Suzu to stop this Ramatra from being able to potentially kill yourself and Cassidy as you round this corner. And there goes Cass. Oh no, I took it out of first person. I'm just gonna back it up just a little bit because I took it out of first person by clicking. Okay, so there goes Cass. You get stuck by the sticky grenades of the Echo and immediately teleport. That was a good teleport. It got you out of the ultimate of the Ramatra, albeit if only for a second. So I thought it saved you from the sticky grenades. I guess they just didn't quite connect yet. It looked like they had fully connected. Oh man, this is a scary moment. So you're doing everything you can. I'm just gonna back it up to where we are here, just a little bit farther than that. And so here comes the Ramatra again. You throw out the Kitsune, and as soon as Cass dies, you hit the teleport, right? Bang, and now you are over in front of the Zarya. Or behind the Zarya, I guess. But also standing directly in front of the Ana here. You accept those sticky bombs from the Echo. And you dive into this room, and I do think that was the right call. But I think in that moment you maybe could have killed that Tracer, but you were kind of low health, so diving back out, like you are in a damned if you do, damned if you don't situation, where if you threw the kunai, potentially you die to the Tracer, right? But if you teleport back out, almost certainly you die to the damage of the Ramatra, Tracer, and Echo who are out here, and it looks like both the Bap and the Ana are already dead, so they are completely out. Oh no, there's Bap. There's Bap. He's just chilling out. He's up here. He's got a great position, and this is what I was talking about before with the power positions. He utilized that time to take a power position, and now he can fire down on you guys from complete safety. The only person who can contest him up here at this point is Lifeweaver, because he's the only one who can get up there without having to take a ridiculously long time to actually, like, make it up to this high ground position. So you're in a damned if you do, damned if you don't situation. I probably would have tried to engage on the Tracer at that moment, which may have gotten me killed. You teleported out. There's not necessarily a right answer in this situation. Let's just see how it plays out.
Life protects life.
Oh, that was clutch from the Lifeweaver. To drop the tree at this moment was a clutch move on his part. But you are without a Suzu, and you're without a teleport, and that is going to put you into a bad situation. The punch on the Ramatra, who is directly in your face, was very funny. I liked that. That was a shit time to have to reload, right? The Zarya was able to take out the Ramatra here. And the pulse from the tree is keeping you up. And you were able to take out the Echo. That was very good. That was very solid play. And now the Baptiste put himself in a dumbass position because, like, even though it's overtime right now, Tracer could be right there, and he could still be up on the high ground position healing Tracer. He could have just thrown the immortality field down onto the point and let Tracer stand in it for the few seconds that it stays up, you know what I mean? He could have saved himself a little bit longer here. But it looks like Tracer doesn't give a shit about overtime, and she's just letting it go. Yep, good kunai usage. Now they have a Lucio. But Lucio slid a little bit too far past the point and accomplished literally nothing. There was almost no point in him even coming back as Lucio. And Tracer stalled for as long as she could, but it's not going to be enough, and that's the round for you guys. Overall, I think this round you did very well. I think the only thing that you do a little bit too often is commit to throwing the kunai just a few too many times. The main thing that you are doing is keeping yourself alive very well. You're teleporting in and out of combat very easily, very fluidly, and you are taking engagements in general, taking engagements that you can win and not putting yourself in a lot of positions where you'll end up dying. So overall, I think your positioning was very strong. I think your ability to keep people alive was very good. And aside from potentially using Suzu too often, and not having it for the moment that you need it, I think overall this was a very good round, very strong showing from you. There we go. Okay, so you decided to go in as Ana this time. Ana was a bold choice, knowing that they had an Echo and a Tracer last time. That is an extremely diveable character to pick off the start, but you don't have much to lose because you are attacking. So, not a bad choice, but a bold choice. And you swap over to Mercy, okay. There's nothing wrong with that. Mercy is probably a better choice, knowing what you knew with the information that you had from the last round. Probably a better choice than Ana, because if there was a Tracer, the Tracer combined with the Echo could very easily dive an Ana. But Mercy is going to be much, much more difficult to kill. My lips are chapped. Okay, so your damage boosting cast. That is very good. You got the healing beam up. That is, I keep pulling myself out of first person there. That is good use of cover there. Using the corner and letting the beam do the work for you. It's got a decent distance. That was really smart play on your part, where you start doing the resurrect and then you turn to take a peek just to make sure that you are not getting engaged at the moment that you are doing res. After you saw that you are not getting engaged, there's the potential that spinning around like as fast as you can, just like go crazy with your mouse a little bit, just to make your head a little bit harder to hit. That is not a bad call either. And that was a nice use of the glide there to get up the little bit of distance you needed to heal up the Widowmaker. But you're now kind of in this open, in the middle situation. It doesn't look like they're going to be able to engage you, but this does feel like a dangerous place for a Mercy. Really, really good use of movement there. Cassidy said thank you at that moment. All right, Cass, you know what? No one was talking to you, Mr. Critical Health, inside a building door, line of sighting your healer. No one was talking to you, Cass. So at this moment, I would not have taken that spot on top of the payload. There's no, you don't need to be there at all. Sigma's stupid-ass sleeping body is advancing the payload's progress. And while, you might have needed it to connect the beam onto Cassidy, Cassidy shouldn't be out this far to begin with. Knowing that Sigma is asleep, Cassidy should be playing back behind the cart's angle. I'm just going to click off. Cassidy should be playing over here to make sure that he has a way to easily roll back into cover. The fact that he's standing out in the middle of the street is not your problem. That was good use of the barrier by Sigma. I like what you're doing here. Just getting the damage boost over to the Widowmaker, potentially getting that one hit a little bit easier. But you're putting yourself in a spot where you are vulnerable by peeking in and out, in and out. You can see that no one is low health, and you can also see that the Life Weaver has a line of sight on your other two characters, your Sigma and your Cassidy. So right now, there's no reason really for you to be outside past this barrier, and should something go wrong, you can Guardian Angel over to the Life Weaver, and then utilize, I'm just gonna back it up here, and then you can Guardian Angel over to the Life Weaver, and then utilize this piece of cover here, in between these two barriers, to keep yourself out of line of sight of the people that are up top. See, so you can easily reach the cast from here. You can easily reach the Sigma from here, and you are completely obscured from everyone on the other team in this area. So at this moment, there's really no reason for you to back out behind this barrier. But I'm pretty sure you just figured that out when the Echo started shooting you. So I'm just gonna shut up. Woof. That is a scary proposition. You could have gone the opposite way, like I was just talking about. You could have gone the opposite way and GA'd over to the Life Weaver and kept yourself safe here, right? There's no reason for you to put yourself in a position where you could potentially get shot or sniped at all. There's no reason for you to be in the street here. Okay. We got checkpoint number 1. That's good. I like what you're thinking with the damage beam, but Widowmaker needs to get out. She should have not been in the street either. She needs to get out of the line of sight of those the barriers up top, because there's the potential that as she's moving and can't be scoped in taking shots, there's the potential that she could just get picked off by the enemy Widowmaker. So this is a shit place for her to be as well. And while she did get the hit, she is ego dueling the other Widowmaker and does not need to be taking that duel. She could easily have gone over here and put these shots into the diva, into her face. Right now, like I said, you're kind of you're in this kind of vulnerable position. Even though the Widowmaker just got sniped, you don't know where their Ana is, and if she peeked out on you right here, she could get an easy line of sight down onto you from this top barrier. So you don't know that she's here right now. Also, Baptiste could lean out at the same moment and just put a shot into you. And if both of them do that at the same time, it only takes like 1 second for you to be full health to dead. So you have this whole open area back here where you can utilize and not actually take any damage from anyone. And like I said, the Widowmaker is in a terrible place standing in the middle of the street. Even though she wanted to duel the other Widow from this top barrier, there's really no reason for her to be there when she could be over here in a safe place, you know? You definitely don't want to be... like, it's a win or lose immediate situation when a Widow is dueling another Widow. Like, someone is going down, and you never want to put yourself in that position if you don't have to. Yeah, okay. So you're moving forward. You're still a little bit more in the street than I would like. You can kind of hug underneath here and still get the beam on a lot of people. You can also start GAing, Guardian Angeling your way around at this moment, and that will at least make you harder to hit from the Ana and the Baptiste, who would potentially be trying to take you out. Oh, the Battle Mercy comes out. Okay, so everyone is alive on your team, and I think that was an extremely clutch moment to bust out the blaster and show that Echo that she can't be doing stuff like that. Anytime you can punish someone for overcommitting, that will make them less confident to overcommit next time. That is always a good thing. I think you definitely made the right call there. Your Lifeweaver had your Widowmaker healed up. You also dropped a little bit of a heal on her, so it was totally fine to just bust out the Mercy gun and shoot her in her face. That's what she gets for coming all the way down here. So you can see your Cass is up here, and he is about to get... You can see it in her hand, right? Like, we don't even have to pan the camera off. You can see that Ana is about to hit him with the anti-heal, and then Cass is gonna die. Thankfully, Lifeweaver is here, about to drop the heal on him, and potentially, you know, deter Ana from, and you can see the thorns are actually coming out. So he's actually attacking the Ana right now, and so he's potentially going to deter Ana from following up on that, but at the same moment, the Cassidy has no business being here. There's no reason he should be up this far. He's overcommitting his angles, and just like the Echo that you just killed, he should be punished for being out of position.
Hello there. Amplifying your power.
And you can see he did get hit with the anti-heal. That's what he gets, and he turns around with his tail tucked between his legs, and Ana kind of does the same thing when she realizes that she's about to get killed by Lifeweaver. Smart plays on both of their parts. I like that this Widowmaker is not kidding around when it comes to... I just gotta turn this down there. I like that this Widowmaker is not kidding around when it comes to power positions. She is, and has consistently been, taking the power position in every potential fight, and has not spent a lot of time inside of places that can get her killed. I like that a lot. That means that you have a strong DPS player. I think she's got the gold gun too, right? Is that gold? Looks gold to me. Yep. And that's how you could tell that you've got an experienced damage dealer on your team there. She's not fucking around when it comes to staying alive. So, you're damage boosting the Sigma. That's a good call, because Sigma's... Sorry, I didn't mean to pull it out of first person. Sigma's damage is extremely significant, and when damage boosted, he could potentially just kill that Ana straight off the jump. Giving the damage boost to the Cass in this situation is also a good call.
Step right up.
Adaptive circuits engaged. Cassidy.
Okay, so in this moment, it's getting a little bit wild. You Guardian Angeled over to Cass. I'm just going to back it up just a little bit. Because you did the right thing. Bang. This is perfect. So in this moment, I need to drop that so that I can turn it. And I'm just going to lift it up some. In this moment, Cassidy is utilizing his High Noon, and your tank is about to get put to sleep, right? You could see the Z's coming off his head. But the first thing you thought in this moment was, I need to keep Cassidy alive so that he gets value out of his ultimate, right? And that was a great call on your part. That being said, the Mei on the other team is already on making sure that her team doesn't die by putting up the wall. And the Baptiste, for whatever reason, thought it would be a cool idea to drop the immortality field out on D.Va, and D.Va has, like, full health, dude. Like, there is no way that Cass can destroy her from this distance with that much HP. It would be an incredibly long wait for his high noon to actually lock onto this D.Va, and he would definitely get punished in that amount of time. And this BAP actually wasted his best cooldown. The main value proposition of BAP is the immortality field, and he wasted his best cooldown protecting D.Va, who was full health, from something that was already Maywalled. So, you know, it feels bad for him, but, you know, it is what it is. Let's go ahead back to you and play. Okay, so now we know that the Cassidy is being duplicated by the Echo over here, and you spent a lot of time kind of in this open area, and even though the Maywall is here, that could drop at any moment, and the potential for you getting one hit is there, especially if there is a duped Cassidy mixed with an Ana and a Mei kind of in front of you in your line of sight. You could get hit with an Icicle, you could get hit with an Ana snipe. Cassidy only needs to hit you once or hit you with the sticky bomb, and then you would be done, right? You'd be done for. So right here, after you knew that Cass was good, it's time to back up and utilize your cover again. And your tank is, again, putting himself in a position where he's not utilizing cover except for his own barrier. And while utilizing the barrier is totally fine, the payload is a much bigger, much more free piece of cover here. So I'm not sure why your tank is doing this, but your tank is overcommitting, and you, aside from that, are still doing the right thing here. I'm going to play it out from here, and we're just going to kind of see what happens. Just going to back up for the bird's eye view. And we can see that the Lifeweaver has dropped the tree, and this Cassidy, I'm not sure what's going on with the Echo duplicating Cass right here, but, like, Cassidy has a gun that works from range. So there was no reason for Echo to overcommit and dive directly into the entire enemy team to snag a headshot. Like, you could have done that from all the way back here with the rest of Echo's team. You can see this the second time we've seen this Echo overcommit in this last, like, 2 minutes worth of footage. And in this moment, it's now your team's priority to make sure that she gets out of that ultimate as quickly as possible. Where is Widow? She's dead. Okay, so Widow is dead. So there's no one to protect Lifeweaver in this moment. I'm just gonna back it up. I'm gonna press play here. I'm gonna put it back on you. Let's see where you go. Okay. Okay, so you're gonna res the Widow. I would not res the Widow in this situation. Only because, like, yes, you don't have anybody looking at you right now, but if Lifeweaver goes down, then the Widowmaker is back up, but your team is down a support, while both of their supports are still alive. So that's not necessarily the play, in my opinion. The Widowmaker died because she overcommitted. The Lifeweaver needs to stay up at all costs, and, like, a secondary to Lifeweaver would be Sigma. But you do get to get the res off for free, so that's good. And now your team is back in a 5v5 scenario. And you're flying up high, making it very difficult to be targeted by the Echo. And the Echo just doesn't give a shit about you, which is crazy to me, because you are the reason why the team is staying alive right now. So, like, she should be targeting you 100%, but instead she's down there looking at Lifeweaver. Yeah, and like... And that's what she gets, dude, and that's exactly what she gets. She overcommitted to the engagement, she put herself way away from her team, where there are absolutely no supports there to help her, and all you had to do was pull out the Mercy Blaster while you had full flight capabilities because you're in your ultimate, and just blast her to pieces. Like, that's exactly what she gets. You did perfect by keeping the Lifeweaver alive. You know that your Sigma is up top right now. I'm just going to break it off of you, and I'm just going to raise it up to Sigma. You know that your Sigma is up top right now, taking space for your team, and while you and Lifeweaver are out of the way and not able to heal him, while he is utilizing his ultimate, the odds of Sigma actually taking a lot of damage are pretty small, and you can see that your team, in addition to you killing the you and Lifeweaver killing the Echo, you can see that Sigma has also eliminated both supports on the enemy team, and because of that, you know that Sigma is safe, because the D.Va is out of mech. So, like, there's no one up here, really, to stop Sigma from doing what he wants to do, and, like, Mei is over here casually looking at this wall. I'm not sure exactly what Mei thinks she's doing, but this isn't the play, I can tell you that. She's probably trying to engage with this Widowmaker, but, like, this is, like this Mei is off in Wonderland right now. She has no idea what's going on. I'm gonna take it back to you. Bang, and you go straight up, and you go straight up to the Sigma, which is exactly what you should do, and you start getting him up while he's engaging with Baby D.Va. Bang, and Baby D.Va goes down. And now the only person that's left is Mei, who is inevitably going to ice block and make it a pain in the ass for you guys to move forward. But if she ice blocks anywhere except for on top of the payload, then Mei put herself in a stupid ass spot and isn't actually helping the team. Like her little time over there hugging the wall. I don't know why you came down, Widow. You had a perfectly good opportunity to just come right here and shoot the Mei. It's totally, you never had to come down onto the ground, but whatever. Everyone's dead, so it doesn't really matter that much. The Mei spending all that time over here looking at the wall has basically lost her the team fight entirely, and her value in this entire time, aside from that one Mei wall that she put up in front of the Cassidy, is basically 0. Bang, and she didn't even get to ice block because she was so far out of position, away from the payload and away from her team, that she never even got to actually do anything of use other than that one wall, and now she's dead, and you guys are gonna get this checkpoint. You goddamn right, team kill. The whole enemy team fucked up. The only people that were in the right place in that team fight were Ana and Baptiste. And arguably D.Va. Okay, so you're keeping the Widowmaker up, and that is unfortunate. But Widowmaker took that duel. She decided to stay. She, you know, even though she was getting healed by you, the burst potential of Echo is still very high, and she decided to take the ego duel, and it's a win or lose scenario. You either put yourself in the position, and you hit the shot, and you win, or the shot hits you, and you lose, and that's exactly what happened. She won it against the Widowmaker earlier, and she lost it this time. I think she deserves to stay dead in this moment, even though you do have Res active. And that's fine. I mean, that's fine, but you are coming into a very dangerous scenario for the rest of you and your team. I don't necessarily know that I would have res the Widow in this moment, but no one on your team is dead yet, so arguably you did not make the wrong call. Okay, so you're keeping the Sigma up. You're keeping the Widowmaker up. You're damage boosting the Widow. Got the damage boost on the Cass. I like what you're doing, but you're putting yourself in a scary position by crossing that gap. The Lifeweaver can hit Widowmaker from here, and I'm just going to detach from you just to make sure that I'm not talking out of my ass. Make sure that Lifeweaver is in a position where he can actually hit Widow. Yeah, so he can auto-hit Widow from here, and there's kind of no reason for you to put yourself out in the open here and cross this gap. Lifeweaver has your back. You can rely on your team to do the thing that you need your team to do. So in this moment, I would say probably staying right here in this little piece of cover away from the enemy is probably your best call. Maybe you jump up onto this counter if you can and try and get the beam onto Cass, but I probably would not walk out into this gap unless you absolutely have to. I'm gonna go back into first person with you. Okay. You're damage boosting. Okay. All right. So this is what I was talking about before. We're going full Mercy Blaster right now. So this is what I was talking about before, where the Widow is utilizing her cover well, but if she goes down, she goes down. Like in this moment now, the Widow is down again, like literal seconds after you resurrected her, and your team is getting close to winning the game here, and now your res is on cooldown, right? And even though, like, you might be able to get this kill on the Ana, you probably won't be able to get the kill on the Ana, and what's going to end up happening is you're probably going to put yourself into a position where you are in more danger just trying to get that kill. It could have just been that Widow died and you just backed off behind cover at that moment, because you are anti-healed too. So if these shots land on you, the potential of you going down is very high. Woof. Scary moment. You got the health pack is right next to you, but your team, meanwhile, your team is without their other support. And Lifeweaver is looking at you because he says, oh shit, the other person who's going to help me is about to die to this Ana. I need to make sure that she stays alive. Instead of looking down here and saying, oh shit, the Cassidy is about to die to this baby diva and all the people he's standing in front of. So like in this moment, that overcommitment might cost you. It probably won't based on how much of the game is left, but it could potentially be very costly. Well, Ana got what she deserved. She should have went back with her team. She had the moment to live at that point. There was a health pack for her right here, right there. She literally could have dropped down onto the health pack and backed up with her team, but instead she decided, you know what, I'm gonna try and ego duel the Mercy, and you having the better gun came out and the better aim came out and put her dick into the dirt. And that's what she gets, dude. I mean, that's exactly what happens. You know, you play stupid games, you win stupid prizes, and the Ana is finding out in the kill screen. Oh, shit. So, shit has just hit the fan right now. Your team is getting advanced on hard. Your Sigma has nothing to block the enemy Diva Bomb. And in this moment, he could have potentially saved both of you if he were playing cover a little bit better and didn't have his barrier on cooldown. I'm just going to back it up 20 seconds. We're just going to back it up because we can see the moment where Sigma loses the push for you right here. Hang on. This was also extremely quick reaction time for you. As soon as you and Widowmaker got hit with the anti-heal, you realized that you had no value against this Ana by trying to heal the Widow, and the very first thing you did was pull out the blaster. That was extremely quick reaction time, if like potentially maybe not the move I would have made. And so this is the part where you pick up the health pack, and this is where Ana overcommits her life and eats shit for it. That's what you get, Ana. Bang. So the Cassidy goes down, tries to use his ultimate, and ends up going down for it. That was a bad place. That he could have used that from a better angle instead of directly in front of them. And you're healing up Sigma. Bang. And now Sigma has no barrier because the barrier that he had up is over here, and he doesn't have time to recall the barrier. And so while the Diva Bomb comes out, if he had been... Because, like, let me just ask you. Like, and for anybody who's watching this, let me ask you. Who the fuck is benefiting from this barrier? Like, who is he stopping over here? There's, like, the enemy team is completely in front of it. Why is it still up? It takes a fraction of a second to pull that back, right? And he can even do it while he's using other abilities. He can do it while he's attacking. Who is he helping with that barrier? And if he had pulled that barrier down, the two of you would have survived this moment. Bang. Because at that moment, right there, right when it comes up, we're just going to play it. See? And I'm going to go into first person with Sigma. Right here, he could have put the barrier in front of you, and the two of you would have been safe from the Diva Bomb. Literally that simple. Could have put that barrier right there. You, like, Sigma still would have died, right? But you would have lived through the Diva Bomb. Alright, going back to you. That is unfortunate. That is a misplay, another misplay by your tank. It is what it is. You can only, you know, you can only make so many right decisions in a row. So you're coming back from spawn here. And Sigma decided to swap over to Zarya. Even though, like, I don't think... Did he use his ultimate? Let's just back it up here. Let's just... A little bit more. Okay, so he had 55% to his ult. I guess that's fine. He's not going to get an ult in time. So I guess the Zarya swap is fine. But, like, is it, like, was it necessary? Not really. Zarya isn't necessarily going to be a better tank than the Sigma was going to be, so I don't know. I don't think it really needed to be that way. Okay, you're doing good staying out of their line of sight right now. Keeping the Zarya alive. Doing good keeping the Widowmaker up. That's good stuff. Cass is taking a lot of damage, but he is also overcommitting to the angle.
I'll make sure that doesn't stop.
And right now, you are generating so much ult charge because the enemy team can't decide who to kill. They're attacking the Zarya, they're attacking Cassidy, they're attacking Zarya, then they're back to Cassidy, and they're not committing to either one of these. No one is focus firing with the tank or with the two support. Whoever is attacking both of these characters is just going back and forth, and because of that, they're getting zero value out of it. And no one is dying, and you are just able to generate a fuckload of ult charge, and now you have Valkyrie again. So you're flying up, you're staying hard to hit. I don't necessarily know that I would have pulled out the Mercy Blaster here, but, you know, if you want to support Diff the Ana again, I guess, you know, for like salt in the wound, I guess that's totally fine. As long as your team stays alive, with the Tree of Life up, you don't necessarily need to be healing, because the tree is kind of in a good place to take care of everyone who is down there. But that being said, you know, there could potentially have been a better placement for this tree. You know, right in front of you guys is going to block some line of sight, but at the same time, like, the double support ulting, you know, he could have saved that tree for when you guys are, like, right here, and then, you know, potentially have won you the additional 3 meters that you needed, while you could have kept everyone alive in Valkyrie, and he could have just used his regular heal. But I do appreciate how aggressive you are with the Mercy Blaster. I want so badly for you to fuck this Ana up, and I hope that you do, but I do think you're gonna get anti-healed before she dies. Wow, good job. I have nothing else to say about that. You and Cassidy, you can see Cassidy got the kill for it, but you were actually the one who was the badass going in there. You should be wearing Cassidy's Bamf belt, you know, his belt buckle. You should be the one with that on, because you were the one who aggressed on that Ana, not him. Even though it only gave him the kill credit, you were really the badass motherfucker in this scenario. And now you're going in for the Baptiste, which you gotta respect, because once their support is gone, they're gone, right? And your team again is still, I'm just gonna take that away, is still back here with the tree, which is just now disappearing. Still back here, completely full health, and you have nothing to lose by going in Guardian Angel blasting right now. So get him. Ooh. That was a good call to retreat at that moment, especially when you heard that the Echo was using ultimate. It is now time to go back into regular heal mode, take an eye of the situation, try and find the person that needs to be supported the most, and get on them. And it looks like you're about to go over and GA over to the Widowmaker and try and keep her up. If the Echo Widow diffs your Widow, that could potentially be very bad for you guys. And there it is. So the Echo Widow diffed your Widowmaker, and you're now in this position where you have to choose whether or not you're going to resurrect Widow. And I kind of hope you don't, because you know that if Widow just died to an Echo that duplicated a Widow, that you are now in the line of sight, right? So, like, if you go here and you use res where you are a sitting duck target, the potential for you dying is very high. Oh god, you did it. Oh god, you did it. I like the jiggle. The jiggle is what kept you from getting headshot right there. I talked about that earlier in the replay, but the jiggle is keeping your head very hard to hit, making you a very elusive target, and literally saves your life, because not only did exactly what I thought was going to happen, but she hit you in the body, and you lived with 135 health. Now you've got Mei. Oh god. Oh dude. This is such a scary moment for me, because you're trying to get away from her, but for whatever reason, the Echo decided it's now time to try and Widow diff the Widow a second time, instead of shooting you, who are the reason why the Widow is up at all to begin with. Like, what is going on here? And you were able to get away. Thank God you were able to get away. She could have, if she wanted to, just picked you off. The remaining bit of your life that you had there could have been finished off by her if she had just focused you instead of panicking and shooting the Widowmaker. But it looks like you are... Oh, God. Sorry. Looks like you are about to win this game. Although the D.Va bomb being right in front of you is a not great moment when you just put Guardian Angel on cooldown. I keep doing that. I meant to press N. Guardian Angel is not on cooldown, so you do have a way to get out. You could potentially fly up to the pedal of the Life Weaver. That would be some incredibly fast reaction speed in this moment. But the D.Va being right on the payload at 1.41 meters before you guys win it could potentially be the thing that loses you the game if the D.Va is able to eliminate everyone. And you were able to Guardian Angel up to the Life Weaver, but the D.Va bomb is still next to you, right? So if I just come out here, this D.Va bomb is still coming for your ass, and your Cassidy is out of position to block himself from it, unless potentially he can block himself with the payload, which it looks like he is trying to do. But the Zarya decided, hey, you know what would be a good call? Let me stand directly on top of the payload and put the D.Va bomb in my way, right? Like that seems like the best possible option, right? And then Lifeweaver is completely out of the way. You know that he's going to survive. So let's just play it out from here. Let's just see what happens from this angle. No fucking way, dude. Not a single person died to that D.Va bomb. Incredible, incredible movement on everyone's part on your team. That was nuts. I can't believe you all survived that. I hope Cassidy gets crushed by this incoming D.Va mech, but based on the fact that the game has 20 seconds left, I can assume that he doesn't. Jesus. What a moment. You guys all pulled it out, like, perfectly in that potential deadly situation, like a push ending situation that was. And again, we're just gonna watch it back here. This is you going up, Guardian Angeling up, and bang, you were able to live through the D.Va bomb with the help of the back of the payload, and then you Guardian Angel into this side room, which puts you out of the line of sight of basically everyone, and instead of keeping locked onto your team, you go straight over to the health pack, which was gigantic game sense, while the D.Va is rocketing you, and had you not gotten that health pack, you would have died. And then for whatever reason, D.Va just leaves you alone. She doesn't come in and try and get you at all. I don't understand this at all. Like, I know she's trying to save the game by putting herself on the point, but this is she didn't try to follow up on that kill at all.
Fire at will.
And everyone is just ignoring her, which is also very odd.
My duty is being done.
And Tracer is back. I got to appreciate the Mercy blasting again. You are one of the most aggressive Mercies I've ever seen, and it's paying off for you. Honestly, it's paying off. Also, this Widow, or this D.Va, is in a hilarious death stance here on the side of the payload. A fantastic place for me to have paused it. But you're cutting it close. You have 115 health. And that's you winning the game. I wish it didn't cut out like that. I wish we could actually see the victory screen, like, so that it showed us kind of what was actually going on there. But, that was wild, dude. That was insane. I think you played it very well. I think it is, literally nuts that you survived this D.Va bomb. I'm just gonna back it up to where the D.Va bomb was about to explode again. Because in the moment where D.Va used her bomb, I missed it, but that's okay. Where D.Va used her bomb, if you had not fallen perfectly, and I gotta take that away before I can turn, perfectly onto the payload to line of sight the D.Va bomb, that would have been the end for you. But you did. Against all odds, you did. That was amazing. Incredible. And the Tracer and the baby D.Va just instantly got handled, and you're good to go, and you win the game. So I think overall, very strong placement on your part. Very strong play. You were incredibly aggressive in certain moments, even as Kiriko, where you maybe overcommitted to the engagement a little bit. I would say, remember to pick your windows when you do want to be aggressive, and when the window is closed, let it go. Don't chase. Don't put yourself in a position where you could potentially die. It's not worth it to potentially die for the option of maybe getting one kill, right? Like, you are too important as a support player, as the one of two support players. Your life is too important to engage aggressively for too long. And hopefully that makes sense. Wow. what a great gameplay.